not any regular video you've seen on YouTube. Most videos on the internet are filled with crap telling you to be disciplined, do your homework daily, or don't study till late at night, study in the morning. Well, those videos are made by people who have never been on the top, but this video is nothing like that. It's made by someone who has been on top, hit rock bottom, and regained the throne once again. That's why I've created a blueprint that makes you destroy the competitors, a blueprint that will make you the top student in your class, a blueprint that can even defeat monster students like Ayano Koji Kiyotaka. Imagine someone like Ayano Koji, a top student with all the chicks, the best physique, and A+ grades. Well, this video can't make you like him, but it can help you make those grades look like a walk in the park. So, I've divided this blueprint into 5 pieces, and these 5 pieces guarantee that you'll become a better student than you currently are. Hop off if you have other tabs open, or if you're listening to some lo-fi beats, because out of these 5 pieces, the 4th piece is the one that completely changed my student life. Might sound a bit off, but it doesn't mean you have to become a hacker. It means you have to hack the system. And what's a better way than using previous data? Think of exams as battles, and past exams as battle maps. Someone like Ayano Koji wouldn't jump into the battlefield without having a map. What you have to do is simple. Take the previous exams or get all the exams from the past 3 years, and you'll notice something odd. Repeated questions, same patterns, but different recycling methods. There's always a core portion in each chapter that's used 80% of the time. This is where you have to think like a hacker. Look at the concepts that are frequently repeated. Figure out what kind of questions most students fail to answer. Pinpoint the areas that are your teacher's favorite playing ground. After analyzing this, you'll develop a sense of confidence and create a prototype of the exam in your own mind. For Ayano Koji, this is the efficient method where you study smarter instead of harder. But to be a hacker, you need to be faster than a mantis. Your ears should catch the teacher's hints instantly. Your eyes should be at the back of your head. So you know how the toppers are studying. There are always small, hidden channels on YouTube that are gem mines for students. It would be wise to keep a few handy to give you an unfair advantage. And remember, whenever your teacher repeats something, mark it as VIP. You think you make the most progress when preparing for the exam, but you are completely wrong. Imagine what you do after learning a topic. For most of you, you're just scrolling through TikTok, lying in bed procrastinating, or binge-watching Netflix. That's why your brain fails to remember anything you learned after a couple of hours. To fix this, you need to do these 3 things, or at least one of them, to sharpen your brain. Get an instant adrenaline rush. By the end of a study session, your brain is tired, and this is the last chance to lock all that information in. Do a heavy workout, or run for 5 minutes straight without stopping. But if that's too tough, take a cold shower. Cold showers shock your nervous system, improve circulation, and boost brain function. They also increase norepinephrine, a chemical linked to focus and mental clarity. Inject caffeine into your system strategically. While most students stay caffeinated all day, a top 1% student uses caffeine with precision to crush their opponents. Take a small cup before starting your study session, then a bigger cup after you've finished to lock in everything you've studied. Follow this, and your brain will be sharper than ever. My favorite part of becoming a top student is chunking. Chunking is the art of breaking large portions of information into smaller, manageable pieces. Take a look at this number. Looks almost impossible to remember, right? But now look at this. Suddenly, it looks way more memorable, but chunking doesn't mean splitting Apple into 5 alphabets. It means creating a logical pattern from start to end. For example, if you're learning about World War I, start with its cause, then the beginning, the effects, and finally, the end of the war. Similarly, Ayano Koji uses visuals to make chunks even more memorable. He imagines what he's reading, which reduces brain overload and makes learning less stressful. Another way to master chunks is by applying the first 3 rule. If you're learning facts about something, focus on the first 3, then move forward. But the best way to reinforce chunks is by actively recalling what you learned. When your brain isn't overloaded, it connects all the dots and patterns effortlessly. Chunking isn't just a studying technique, it's a mental strategy to stress less and retain more. This is the piece that proved to be the most helpful in my journey to becoming a top student. Raise your ears and listen closely. There's a rule to measure work units, and it accounts for the work you did. The equation is simple. Level of intensity times hours worked. Imagine two people, Joe and Rogan, both do 20 units of work. Who made more progress? Well, you can't answer that yet. Let me explain. Joe works at level 2 intensity for 10 hours. He's distracted, a pleasure seeker, and can't focus on one thing at a time. Meanwhile, Rogan works at level 10 intensity for just 2 hours. From this perspective, who has more time to sacrifice other things while achieving the same amount of work? Obviously, Rogan. This is the power of intensifying your hours. It's also known as deep work. Deep work means you isolate yourself in a room, separated from the rest of the world. Your phone is silent. It's just you and your work. This is where the most progress is made. Remember this, 20% of activities generate 80% of your results. But here's the catch. Don't go into deep work all day. Turn it into sprints of 50 minutes and rest for 10 minutes after each sprint. Set a clock for every task, because Ayano Koji doesn't focus on just quality. He believes in quantity, making each second count. Last but not the least is resetting your brain. And by reset, I don't mean lying down and doom scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, or some other slum. Resetting means cooling your brain down, and the best way to do that is simple. Go for a walk, leave your phone at home, no AirPods, just you and the fresh air. Whenever you feel tired of pushing yourself to be a better student, sit down, take 27 deep breaths, then hold your breath for 15 seconds, and repeat the process. Do this 2 to 3 times a day, and guess what? Your brain's focus will increase by 30%. Not only that, but your body will produce more ATP molecules, giving you extra energy for your study sessions. And remember, never underestimate the power of sleep. A healthy mind resides in a healthy body. Don't prioritize the quantity of sleep. Instead, focus on its quality. A good 5-hour sleep is better than a restless 7 hours. But, if you have a gigantic syllabus to cover and exams are just around the corner, follow the power nap method. It's a trick even Batman uses. He breaks his sleep into 30-minute intervals, giving him 8 hours of energy in just 4 hours. Chads, listen to me. The world is becoming weaker, and the rich are getting richer every year. Nobody cares about you unless you stand up for yourself. New Year resolutions mean nothing if you're just a small man with a big mouth. I want you to make 2025 the best year of your life. So, watch this video to make 2025 the greatest year you've ever had.